Hi, it's Andy. It's Sunday morning, so we've just moved our clocks. I'm not sure what time it is, but it's a whole lot brighter than it was yesterday morning. But it means it's going to get real dark early today. I'm going to be cooking dinner around 3:30 or 4. Hey, we had some really good officials updates. I was at the Ontario and Outaouais Ski Zone one on Wednesday night, and then en français, jeudi soir, I sat in on the SQA one, which is a bit more intimate. There might have been over six, but there's a lot of comments, a lot of sophisticated people on that call, and I'm serious about that because there were a lot of coaches, a lot of people that are very interested and had strong opinions on some of the case studies. So the case study, the one where the kid was he left 2 seconds before the 10-second window on the Super G race, which is a fixed interval start. And it reminded me of a time I'm standing on the side of the hill and I'm standing with a philosopher, a mathematician, and the occupational health and safety guy. And a kid comes out of the start, and first forerunner. I said, okay, guys, we're going to figure out where we are in the race. So the first racer comes by, and I said, okay, we're 30 seconds in. And then the philosopher says, well, wait a second. He's got a 10-second window. How do you not know whether he's 25 or if he's 35, if he's got 10 seconds to come and go? I said, I don't really know. And he said, that doesn't make sense. Is that a disqualification? I said, yeah, it's a disqualification now. If you leave early or you leave late. And it's a safety issue, which perked up the occupational health and safety guys' ears a little bit. And I said, the philosopher says, well, how did that happen? I said, I don't know. In late, I think it was 99, because I think Bruce Monkman was my first sanction. So sanctions were introduced. It said, hey, if you're late, if you don't go in that window, you're going to receive a penalty. And but the penalty could be anything, but it can't be a disqualification because it didn't meet the requirements of a sanction to be a disqualification or a penalty. So after a couple of years, that was changed then to be a disqualification because there was no meat to it. I'm late to the start, big deal. So they said, okay, if you're late to the start, you're going to be disqualified, which snapped a lot of people to attention. So they started going early, and the mathematician goes, well, that still doesn't help things out for safety because it's fixed interval, and the occupation says, yeah, 10-second window, you know where you're at, and the mathematician goes, well, if a slow kid leaves late, it might be 40 seconds till they get to where we are. And if a fast kid leaves early, here comes Dustin Cook. Yeah. So he might arrive in 25 seconds to where we are. He said that, and the logician goes, your forerunners are supposed to tell that, but wouldn't it make more sense if the forerunners were forced to go exactly when they said go? So then everybody would have a pretty good idea. And the occupational health and safety guys go, hey, well, you know what? That really doesn't help things out because first of all, there's no movement on the track, and that unless there's a start, stop called, I got that right. Nobody should be moving on the track because what kind of window do you think you have there? You've already said, hey, it might be a 10-second window. Well, we've just moved that up to almost 30 seconds that someone could be floating by our section here. Then the panel comes off and the TD says, can you guys go out and fix that? And we all look at him and we don't know who to answer. So the philosopher says, no. The mathematician says, at what point do you want me to go out? And the occupational health and safety guy goes, why don't we just wait for a slipper to come by and fix it? We're not going out. So there's a lot of different ways to look at that case study. And the case studies say, okay, well, why was that rule put in? Rule put in was to force guys to the start. And then it kind of got twisted and say it's a safety issue because we want everybody to leave inside the same 10-second window. And then all my three buddies are going, hey, that may sound good, but it doesn't. But will it work in practice? And the answer is no. It's still not safe to move anywhere. So when you look at all those things, and the TD takes into account, and the referee takes into account, why am I going to disqualify this kid for getting jumpy at the start when the start referee said go by mistake? I think all bets are off, and I'd be encouraging the referee. Now remember, the referee is appointed by the technical delegate, so he's kind of like an assistant TD. when he's doing the or she's doing the referee's report, you could be encouraging and say, hey, take this into consideration. Here's a little bit of history, and why don't we go with that? Hey, so anyway, the sun's going to come down early, so if you're going to go out and have fun today, go out and have fun in the morning. Have a good day.